What is up, Earth's mightiest subscribers? It's Ernie, Blerd without fear. Welcome back to the channel. Since before and after the Drowned Earth story arc, we know that Starman is back in the picture, and Hawkgirl and Martian Manhunter have both been dealing with some issues regarding missing pieces of their past and/or repressed memories. And we also know that John Stewart has been dealing with some things too, but he's not really the focus of this particular story arc. He was more the focus in the last one, so we won't really be talking about him that much. In today's video, what we are going to be talking about is Justice League issues number 14 through 18, kind of, and how all three of those things I mentioned earlier come together to set up some wacky shenanigans for the Justice League going forward and uncover some of the greatest lies in all the DC universe. But before we get started, it only takes 2 clicks to become one of Earth's mightiest subscribers. Click. When we kick this bad boy off, we learn that Martian Manhunter and Hawkgirl are teaming up to go seek answers to all the questions about their past on Thanagar Prime, home of all things Hawk-related. Kendra believes she can find answers to the runes and symbols on her new wings that popped up during the battle against the Legion and Umbrax. Meanwhile, John Jones wants to speak with the Martian Elder so that he may seek answers to the past that was revealed to him during Justice League number 3 when he opened himself up to the totality and saw a vision of his past, where as a child he met a strange human boy who he feels like he should know, but he's not certain. Now, why is this important? Because prior to this, he had no recollection of ever having been on Earth before he became an adult. They've also brought along John Stewart, as I mentioned earlier, for the ride because, like them, he too has questions that are needing answering regarding the new Green Lantern ring he now wields that is now literally a part of him. And also, he's considering this as a favor to John Jones because of his past sins against the Martian Manhunter and his people. But not everything is as it seems here on Thanagar Prime, a planet now ruled by Shayera Hall, the current Empress of Thanagar Prime, who seems incredibly helpful until she isn't. Shayera can't seem to make heads or tails out of the glyphs on Hawkgirl's wings. And worse yet, the Martian Elder they came searching for has seemingly passed away not long before their arrival. That said, it all seems too convenient to Kendra Saunders, who seems to be under the impression that Shayera is hiding something, because Shayera is, as you may already know, a past life of Kendra's. Her most recent predecessor at that, one of the many hundreds of lives she's lived before up until this point. Something isn't right and she knows it. Shayera is not who she seems to be, and when Shayera lays a hand on Kendra's shoulder, it's here where Kendra gets a jolt of a memory Shayera probably didn't want her to see. The Martian Elder is alive, but maybe not so well. And the Martian Manhunter linking Kendra and John's mind with his own, they now know a game is the foot. Shayera is running a wild caper, and not only does she send all of the Thanagarian guards after them, but Qatar Hall as well, the savage Hawkman, who should be dead, but isn't. Not only that, but something else is weird about him. He does not speak. He doesn't even really emote, but one thing's for sure, he runs fades upon request of Empress Shayera without mercy, even preparing to bash Kendra's brains in with his nth metal Morningstar. But fortunately for Kendra, Qatar never really ever had her. John Jones pulled a clever distraction and made Qatar think one of the other Thanagarian guards was her. Meanwhile, they plot a way to Ocean's 11 their way into the vault to find the Martian Elder, while there's still time as Shayera doesn't know where they are exactly. It's an impenetrable vault, layered with wall-to-wall security, Thanagarians at every angle, and checkpoints up the wazoo. But thanks to John Stewart and Martian Manhunter with the wild teamwork, they are able to trick a gang of dominators into believing the giant piece of kryptonite they're storing in the vault is them. And they're able to get inside to the vault to find their lost Martian Elder, but not so fast. Shayera is not one with whom the likes to... And she's already sniffed them out. Not only that, but they have yet another problem. Kilowog and the Green Lantern Corps, who seemed none too pleased John Stewart went off the books on this one. Regardless of the evidence, irrespective of Shayera's shadiness, despite the fact that John clearly can't turn in his Green Lantern ring because, well, you know, it's a part of him, Kilowog wants him to stop what he's doing and turn himself in. So you know what time it is. Kendra goes toe-to-toe with her past life version of herself, essentially fighting a mirror match, while John Stewart finds himself in one of the biggest handicap matches he's ever been in with one of the best ring slingers in the Corps. Meanwhile, Martian Manhunter makes a run for the prize, the Martian Elder, withered and seemingly at death's door, and adorned upon their crown, the Absorbiscon, an artifact capable of storing infinite knowledge and memories of an entire species. And currently, the Martian Elder's mind is being used to power the Absorbiscon and keep the memory and knowledge of Thanagar Prime alive. Because the Thanagar we see before us is a lie. Thanagar Prime is not thriving. The work of Onomar's Sin that was interrupted during and after the events of Dark Knight's Metal was picked up by Shiera, and between herself and the Guardians, a great many lies have been told. The secret of Perpetua, the powerful entity the Batman Who Laughs warned Lex Luthor about, a being so powerful that their existence had been recorded across thousands of worlds with as many faces and transcribed in as many languages. A deity who wielded the 7 energies of creation and birthed a never-ending universe, but somehow was defeated long ago. The Guardians chose to suppress this information and hide her secrets, knowing that if this knowledge would one day be unearthed, meaning her symbol that we've seen scrawled on the doorknobs Luthor and Manhunter have in their possession were ever to be revealed, she would most certainly return. We learn that the doorknob symbols are essentially 2 sides of the same coin. While Martian Manhunter stands for justice, while the lines beneath the symbol represent the source wall and the 7 dark energies that were once locked away with Perpetua, while the lines above the source wall are meant to represent the 7 energies that were already roaming free in the DCU. Not only that, but Perpetua's armies, a fierce fighting force that ran roughshod across her dark universe, but when she was banished, what happened to them? Where did they go? Yet another secret of the Guardians. The warriors faded from existence because they were once born of the pairing of humans and Martians. And when Perpetua was locked away, the beings that bore both human and Martian DNA were split apart. Humans becoming physically and mentally weaker upon the split, but still carrying the fire of passion inside themselves that Perpetua gave them, something that would help them overcome impossible odds. While the Martians became powerful, yet feared the fire of passion they had once lost. And they also fear fire in many other ways. Despite the Guardians' best efforts, the humans unlocked the secret of Perpetua and the Source Wall long ago, only they didn't fully understand what it all meant. Vandal Savage throughout the years had obtained the dreaded doorknob that would bring about his eventual demise, and he tasked many throughout the ages to help him unlock its secrets, which is why it's even more ironic that he was killed by it. He tasked everyone from Arian, the Master Sorcerer and former King of Atlantis, to the Wizard Shazam, to the God of War Ares, even Ra's al Ghul and all the greatest minds of our actual history, our real-world history, all the way down to Lex Luthor's own father, Lionel Luthor. Now, this is information you technically would find in the pages of Justice League number 17 and 18, which I'm kind of glossing over here, but just know this all backfired because Lionel was the one true mind who could unlock the secrets within the symbol of doom, leading to the creation of a white Martian-like being and various other crazy-ish in the DCU. And this is the secret the Martian Elder was hiding, that these abominations and mutations all came from Martian Manhunter when he was brought to Earth as a child and experimented on by none other than Lionel Luthor. The random Earth child John Jones kept seeing was a young Lex Luthor, explaining why during the No Justice arc both characters were so chummy but didn't really seem to know why they had such a connection and continued to do so. Lex became friends with John Jones and was the only person he spoke to because the other humans, namely his father Lionel, were terrified of the fact Martian Manhunter could speak English so easily. Eventually, this led to Lex helping Jones escape, and at great cost to his own future. You see, the snafu that allowed Jones to escape caused Savage to turn on Lionel Luthor, stripping him of the opportunity to pursue the thread of Perpetua. Not only that, but Savage wiped Lionel's mind, taking away any knowledge of the research he ever did and rewriting Lionel's life, so that he would never become a scientist, never amounted to anything more than being a factory worker who drowns his sorrows in natty light after every work shift. He'd never be anything more than that, and the Luthor family name would never be great again. A fate worse than death to a man like Lionel Luthor. Worse yet, he would always feel at the back of his mind he was destined for greater things. The fire that Perpetua left in man after humans and Martians were split. And this led to him drinking himself stupid and beating Lex Luthor every chance he got when he was a child. All this led to Lex becoming the man he is now, and the memories of Martian Manhunter were suppressed inside Luthor's mind so deeply that he never realized they'd ever met before. This is something that actually kind of carries over into a lot of things. This actually is what has been pushing Lex this entire time. Why he's become so obsessed with the idea of unlocking the totality, the concept of doom, all of the energies of creation, achieving godhood. All of this stems from his own father. Even more so, why he's working with Brainiac now to unlock the totality. And it's really weird when you think about the fact that Martian Manhunter and Lex Luthor used to be the best of friends. I mean, you go back and look through those issues of Justice League number 17 and number 18, despite the fact that today they don't have a good relationship, the fact that back then as children, they literally were best buds. It's really heartwarming stuff. I highly recommend, if you haven't done it, go back, read the issues of Justice League number 17 and 18. It reads like a better version of Enemy Mine. You know, the classic story arc where an alien and a human are stranded on a planet and have to get past their personal prejudices and become friends, just so that they can survive. I mean, that's not exactly what's going on, but the setup is there. Anyways, everything goes back to the source wall. With its destruction, Nth Metal is far more reactive and powerful than it once was, and the Absorbiscon can do far more than just keep secrets. It can shape reality as well. Now that the 7 dark energies have been freed, something the Martian Elder used to wipe John Jones's memory of everything he experienced as a child for fear John would turn himself away from his destiny. The power to either wield justice or doom. One way or another, a choice must be made, which is why during the pages of Justice League number 17 and 18, both Lex and Martian Manhunter are trying to get the other to see their side and come over to the side of either justice or doom. Something neither is successful in doing exactly. And as for Shiera, she used the same power in the Absorbiscon to make Thanagar Prime great again and restore her beloved Qatar Hall. But the power can only do so much, which is why Qatar is a shell of his former self. And what's more, now that the Martian Elder has died and passed on all its knowledge and secrets to Martian Manhunter, the jig is up. Thanagar Prime is starting to fall, leaving Shiera to try to use the Absorbiscon herself. Something Martian Manhunter quickly puts a halt to, revealing that the Thanagarians we saw, the ones that they were fighting, all of the Royal Guard, even Qatar Hall himself, were just memories she kept alive, only for them to now turn to dust before her eyes. And with everything crumbling around them, everyone is now trapped inside the vault that they were fighting in. But there's good news. Remember, I mentioned Starman at the beginning of all this. Batman had been using Jarro, the piece of Starro Batman was able to save when Starro was killed during No Justice, to suss out Starman's memories, as he laid unconscious since his arrival into DC Rebirth. Thanks in equal part to Batman's tampering with Starman's mind, and maybe somewhat due to Clark ripping Jarro off Starman's face, Starman starts having a reaction, thanks to the power of the totality powering up within him. His power unleashes, devastating the Hall of Justice in Washington, D.C., with enough energy that Superman, thanks to his ability to absorb our solar rays for energy, now feels powerful enough to crack the Earth with just a footstep. And now the newly awakened Starman knows why he's up and at it. The universe is dying and needs immediate healing. He reveals to Kendra and Shiera that the reason that they can exist in the same space at the same time is that the totality disrupted the chain of resurrection, allowing them to coexist, but to a detriment. They are weaker now, separated, and Perpetua wanted it that way. Hawkgirl is the key to all of this. Starman takes the essence of Shiera and returns it to Kendra, making her whole, giving her back her lost memories and knowledge, but allowing Shiera to exist and live as a separate entity and rebuild Thanagar Prime the right way, without manipulation, without lies, and without the Absorbiscon. granting her a second chance to make things right for her people. And now that Shayera has this new lease on life, she reveals that she could read the glyphs on Kendra's wings all along, but warns her that the path that they will lead her towards could possibly be dangerous as they chart the way to the highest plane of existence imaginable, a realm of godlike beings. And also remember earlier I mentioned that John Stewart was not going to get a lot of love in the story arc, but Kilowog and the Green Lanterns pretend they never saw John Stewart and allow him to continue his journey to stop Perpetua and figure out his new powers. And John Jones realizes that he and Lex Luthor have unfinished business, whether Luthor realizes it or not. And Starman is ready to take the next step because now that Kendra is whole, they can finally stop Perpetua. Or can they? Anyways, that's all I really wanted to talk about in this video. I didn't want this video to go over too long. I know some of y'all said y'all like the longer videos, but I'm gonna be brutally honest with you. They are a to edit. So yeah, we're just gonna leave it at that. Anyways, let me know what you think so far about what's going on with the Justice League and their fight to try to stop the Legion of Doom from unleashing Perpetua. Sound off in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, Hulk smash that like button. And if you want to see more awesome videos like this one, make sure you click subscribe so you can become one of Earth's mightiest subscribers and tap that bell so you know when I post up. And if you want to become one of Earth's mightiest patrons as well, swing on over by patreon.com/blerdwithoutfear. And if you chuck in a buck, you can get some exclusive content. And if you don't want to become one of Earth's mightiest patrons, that's fine too. Hey, all I ask is that you like this video and share it with your friends. And who knows, maybe they'll become some of Earth's mightiest subscribers too. Anyways, thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and while you're here, go ahead and check out some of these other videos I got floating around here. But until next time, Plus Ultra!